What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. So, of course, it's ended at St James's Park. Newcastle United won, Watford won. Looking at the game and the way it played out, Newcastle should have come away from this game with all 3 points in the bag. But unfortunately, on the 88th minute, João Pedro, who was definitely the pantomime villain of today's game, he was on the ground so much in the game. And, of course, he came in on the 88th minute to head in a late equalising goal for Watford in the game. And I've got to say, he was only able to get that goal because of some very piss-poor defending yet again by none other than Jamal Lascelles. That lad has got to get his head sorted. He has got to get things sorted, and he's got to, get his head straight, because he's been absolutely piss-poor in Newcastle for the last couple of years now, especially since, the cabbage came in. And now that the cabbage is gone, we've got Eddie Howe in there as the manager. You've got to start thinking what is going through the head of Jamal Lascelles. It's absolutely piss-poor defending yet again, that allows Watford to pick up an equaliser in the game where, Newcastle should have been coming away from this game with all 3 points in the bag after a 49th minute lead through none other than Maxi, who, to be honest, wasn't having the best of games until he scored that goal. And, he made up for it at the end of the day by scoring the goal. And that's all that matters. All that matters is at the end of the day, if you get on the score sheet or you put in, a pretty decent performance in the game. Maxi, though, didn't really have the best of games, but he did make up for it with that goal on the 49th minute. Chris Wood, of course, got his debut in the Premier League today. Kieran Trippier as well, getting his debut in the Premier League today in the game. And I've got to say, the both of them played really well. Unfortunately, Chris Wood couldn't get off his debut with a goal. Unfortunately, he did have a few chances where he could have got a goal in the game, but unfortunately, he was being held back by Watford quite a bit. They were holding onto his arms, pulling him down, and there was quite a bit of that all the way through the match as well. And Paul Tierney was absolutely useless half forward today, officiating the game. He was keep pulling back chances, when he could have just played advantage to Newcastle and allowed Newcastle that advantage to get in. There was one moment where he did pull it back, to give way a free kick. And if he had just continued it on, Chris Wood was through one-on-one against Ben Foster, and he would have scored the goal, or at least he would have had a 50-50 chance of scoring the goal in the game. But, it is what it is. If we had won today against Watford, we would have been outside that relegation zone. We were outside the relegation zone for quite a while, until, of course, João Pedro scored that goal on the 88th minute. Which, of course, knocked us back down into the relegation zone. So looking at the league table, which is, of course, up on screen now, we are 19th in the league after 20 games played. We've got 12 points after 20 games played. It's starting to look very, very dodgy now. We've only got 18 games left to play this season. We've got to start getting the wins on the board, because we are getting to the squeaky bum time now, definitely, 100%. We're getting to that squeaky bum time now. Watford do have the game against Burnley coming up, which I don't know if that'll play or not, with, of course, the Burnley-Leicester game being postponed due to them not having enough players. And, of course, they do have a game, Watford, up against Norwich as well after that one. We'll have to wait and see what happens in that game. But, Norwich managed to pick up a 2-1 win against Everton today at Carrow Road, which that hasn't helped matters for us, to be honest. That's really put a downer on us. And coming out of this game, we only managed to pick up a point when we should have picked up 3 points in the game. That moves, of course, Norwich in 18th place in the league as well. It pushes Burnley down into 20th place in the league with 11 points. So we're a point above Burnley. We're 1 point behind Norwich, and we're 2 points still from safety in pushing outside of that relegation zone. And you can see, there's a gap as well from 16th to 17th, with, of course, Leeds being on 19 points and Watford being on 14 points. we've got to start getting the wins on the board now, lads and lasses, because if we don't, you know, like I say, it's squeaky bum time, and we need to start getting the results now because we've only got 18 games left. We need to get them results and we need to get them wins on the board, and hopefully, you know, we will bring a few more good acquisitions in this transfer window. We've already seen Kieran Trippier come in, who's doing a really good job at the club already. And of course, we've seen Chris Wood as well in the match today, who put in a really good shift and could have scored, like I say, if, of course, Paul Tierney had have just allowed play on in Newcastle's favour. And then, of course, Chris Wood had that 50-50 chance of getting it in past Ben Foster. But it is what it is. We'll move on to the next game. We'll see what happens in that one. Of course, hopefully, you know, we'll do get a win in that game moving forward. But don't let the results spoil your weekend, lads and lasses. You know, hopefully anybody who did go to the match did enjoy it. There was quite a few I seen on Twitter that were enjoying their first match in Newcastle. Hopefully, you know, the result of the game today didn't destroy that for you. Hopefully, you know, you will have enjoyed the moment of going to your first Newcastle United game. It's always a special moment, and you know, you can't get back that moment of your first Newcastle United game there. But hopefully, like I say, you did enjoy it. And like, as always, you know, put a like on the video if you do like it. It does help the channel to grow. It does really help with the algorithm as well on YouTube and pushing the channel forward. Also, if you can, please scan the barcode here to, of course, subscribe to the channel, take you straight to it as soon as you scan it, and it only takes a second to do. If you haven't done it yet, please do think about doing it. It's free at the end of the day, and it does help support the channel. Till next time, I'll see you all there, and I'll see you all for another video, probably previewing the game coming up, and probably talking about transfers as well, if there's any more transfers coming, which there surely will be. But till next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads.